you guys ready? Yes! Our first performer I'm going to bring to the stage. It's been so much fun having him in the class, and I know you guys are going to enjoy him. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Cassidy Cowell. Let him hear it, Cassidy!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Last Sunday, I was at church, and I was greeting our congregation, and this elderly woman came up, and I said to her, Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing? Well, I'm just 90 years old, and I've lived a good long life, and I'm just ready for whenever the good Lord wants to take me. I'm ready to go home. So I said, well, and we started talking a little bit more, and she goes, Son, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a funeral director. Oh, Lord, not yet. Being in the funeral business, it's kind of difficult because, people are grieving. They're going through difficult experiences. And as the person that's kind of directing everything, the person who's directing everything, you want to get like a compliment or that positive feedback. And it seems like the only time I get any feedback is, I hope I never see you again. Well, you probably won't see me again, but I'll probably see you again. Thank you. One of the things I have to do, because we're regulated by the FTC, is whenever I explain a contract to a family, I got to go over it line by line. Flowers cost this much, hearse costs that much. I'm working with a family the other day, and they're looking. I'm going by line, and every time I say the number, they're like their eyes are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I said, do you have any questions about the contract? And they're like, we thought we had a near-death experience just listening to you. I'm also an elder at the church that I attend, and that just means that, over time, if they want you to preach a sermon, you fill in for the pastor and everything. And last time I did it, I don't think it went so well, because a gentleman came up to me and said, Elder, you must have some sort of a healing gift, because when you were preaching, I was cured of insomnia. And my brother, whom I came in on a wheelchair, he just jumped out of his wheelchair and ran out of the sanctuary. Hey, I'll take a compliment anywhere I can get it. This November, 11/11, I'll be celebrating 8 years of marriage. I met my wife on Christian Mingle, but she's like, just tell people we met at Starbucks, that'd be better. So we met at Starbucks. And she's of Mexican heritage, and Spanish is her first language, and then she learned English in kindergarten, so she taught me some Spanish. And one of our nephews was having a homework assignment, and he said, Tia, I've got a question for you. Can you give me an example of the word irony? And she said, well, Luisito, an example of irony would be a gringo cuts my lawn. Oh, I got to finish this up. I got some lawn I have to cut. But there was this gentleman, I was talking with him and explaining his options, and I said, well, you could either choose between burial or cremation. And the gentleman goes, I don't think I can be buried. I'm claustrophobic. I don't do well with tight spaces. And I'm like, so being engulfed by flames, that's okay? Can you deal with that better? I don't know, that kind of. Oh, and before I forget, I'm always thinking about the future. Joe, the woman, the man that wife bought you that bullet, his wife, come talk to me at the end of the show. Might be able to work out something with you. People always like to ask me, what are some of your more unusual stories? And I was getting ready for a burial, had the hearse in the casket, getting ready to go to the cemetery. Hearse won't start. I'm trying to go, hearse won't start. I'm getting so anxious, get really upset, and finally it starts. We make it down to the cemetery, and the family is kind of chuckling at me. So we take out the casket, do the service, everything works out great. And I said to the family, I said, if you don't mind me asking, why is it that you were chuckling when I came in? Well, we all said that Dad would always be late for his own funeral. Thank you very much.
Let him know, folks. Funeral director, first one we've had.